Business credit cards at 0% interest for 6 to 18 plus months, misunderstandings, misconceptions, myths, and wrong beliefs. I will be justifying and going through and clearing some things up. Before I get started, my name is Michael with Viral Funding Solutions. Welcome in. I'm glad to have you here. I help out a lot of businesses get funding through strategic partnerships and the right roadmap for longer term. I am a funding expert, a business loan broker expert, as well as pre-underwriter/underwriter. And I look at a lot of bank statements, tax returns, P&Ls, debt schedules. I do a lot. And I review. I'm a very analytical person, cerebral, introvert. I'm not best on the camera. When I'm not here, I'm doing a lot of other stuff for clients, and I'm reviewing, doing back-end stuff as well, credit reports, and matching them with the right lender. And so getting right into it, I've created a lot of content on business credit stuff. I'll leave you down below in the description if you're watching this on YouTube. I've already spoken on this. In fact, I have a free credit line video series on how to get up to 150, if not 250,000 in 0% interest business credit cards and credit lines. I also have vendor credit video series stuff that I'll leave for you down below, and other content that'll go into this topic much deeper, and the requirements. I won't go into all of the requirements on this one if you want to get 0% interest and stack multiple business credit cards. That's another thing that I help people with. And so one of the biggest misconceptions, or let's just say misunderstanding, is that you can't get a business credit card with bad credit. Or you think you do, or you think you can, but you just don't know how or where do I start? Which card or cards? Should I get one or multiple? Now, if I'm getting this card, how will it reflect on my credit? And would it show correctly? Would it show everything, all the payments being reported? So one thing you need to concern yourself with when you have bad credit, maybe it is fair credit, just poor credit. You have to understand, you have to start somewhere. Without naming all of the cards, that's not the point of this video. But what I want to get into is understanding that there's levels to it. To rebuilding your credit, you can get a bad credit business credit card to help you do that. And then have that reporting to the right business credit bureaus, helping your DNB, helping the other business credit bureaus, and aligning that together. And understanding your paydex score eventually over time, whether it reports or it helps that or not. Usually it's some of the other bureaus that it goes through and how it reports. And also understanding, does it report to my personal side? Am I going to be having this card report to my personal side? And you don't want it to, but it's going to help you rebuild your credit, help your credit score, and then take something that's a secured card. Let's say you get a secured card for bad credit, then you can turn that unsecured into an unsecured line of credit, or a credit line, let's just say that. And depending on the amount, it varies per person. But the way I would start it is, if I can get a secured business credit card, I would add a deposit. Maybe it's a minimum of 250, 500 or so. Maybe it's a premise of 2,500 or 5,000. The more the better, and the more you will unlock once you get into an unsecured card. If that secured card turns unsecured, that's even better. If not, you take a secured card and then you move over to an unsecured card in time, and a better credit builder card perhaps that is not secured, and that'll help report timely payments and even more payments to the credit bureaus as opposed to some of the other ones. So like Discover is a great one to go into, the Discover secured card. There's other ones in that platform. Maybe pair that up with a Navy Federal. There are a few other ones out there. I'm not going to start naming them all. Perhaps you go to a Bank of America, you get a secured card. There are a couple of other ones, the NAV card. Some of them are closed applications, other ones are open. But I've made content on this quite a bit. And if you'd like to learn more about how to get the right business credit card for you, whether you have bad credit or not, again, down below in the description, you can check out more content. And I'd get started with the credit line video series. But more than that is my free questionnaire form. I have a questionnaire form where I will help you understand what are the best options out there. And by filling this out, I'll be able to pre-underwrite. It's not an underwriting application, but I'm able to pre-underwrite very, very well without the documents. Once I have that, it's pretty much good from there. I have the documents, I know what to do, and it's more predictable in ranges. So, excuse me, the lighting on the laptop. I want to make sure it's light enough. And so I'll be able to understand, and then I'll put together an analyzation, an evaluation on it, and I'll give you a very comprehensive PDF showing you your best funding option and options, thoroughly broken down, like nobody else's business. This information too that you'll get, a lot of it is not publicly released. So you'll get that part, which is pretty cool. And a lot of people fill that out, and it's very energy and time efficient. So look for that down below. That's the best thing to do to get started with as well. So build up from a secured card to an unsecured card. A lot of them can unlock into an unsecured card. And then over time, you can get ready for those business credit cards at 0% interest for 6 to 18 months. And even if you are ready with those business credit cards, you have things like Chase, Bank of America, US Bank. I would hold off on US Bank, especially if you don't have a predetermined relationship or it's not extensive enough. And they want that relationship and they want you to have some of their other stuff first before you start getting higher approvals past 5 to 10,000. It's hard to get to 15,000 with the US Bank business credit card for a majority of people because you haven't had enough experience with their other products or have enough time with their business, enough depositing. And they're not as generous as like a Chase is, and at times a Bank of America can be. Wells Fargo, I'd be careful with them. US Bank, somewhat similar. They can help, but they're not the ones that I normally will help people with. Sorry, I'm getting a notification from a client. I'd have to go and send them an email, just updating me on something. So that's a little bit of it. Chase cards, the Ink Unlimited card, the cash card, 0% interest for the first 12 months, eligible purchases on selective categories, and how you can hit a specific goal of points. I won't go into all of that. If you want to see my full video on business credit cards for 2023 and 2024 moving forward, I have a big video that I created. I'll link it to you down below in the description. I'll go on screen and share with you all the stuff that I think is best for different situations. That's a huge video, by the way. And so, yeah, you have these cards. Now, getting into the 0% interest stuff, that's where then I have to determine what's already on your report, what's on your reports, what's your credit score, a lot of things that I have to align. And so I have to better understand the reports, one thing, and see what story it tells me. I have to know the balances. I have to know the exact limits, the ratios. I have to look at what has been pulled recently, what hasn't, what's aged, what isn't aged. And I better determine on what would be the approval. And if there isn't an approval, what conditions do you need to meet first? Is there anything quickly that needs to be repaired or paid down? And then we can focus on getting maximum amount, because that's what I would do. I'd pay down balances underneath 40% with this can work. But generally, what the big banks want for better approvals is less than 15% right now. Less than 20% works. You'll hear it less than 30%, but less than 15%. Less than 10%, even better. You're climbing up fast, and you're looking better in their eyes. And so anything less than 15%, I recommend trying to stay under it. But if you're not, it's like, okay, the ranges get diminished, like 5, 10, 15%. And that's a big amount for a lot of people. So those cards, Bank of America has their cards, secured and unsecured cards, unlimited. There's quite a bit, and rewards cards. I don't want to go into all of them. That's not the purpose of this video. But for 0% interest, have your credit at least a 700 plus credit score. If you don't, I get it. You might have a credit partner, or 700 on all 3 consumer credit bureaus is normally what we're looking at. And to line up Experian, Equifax, and TransUnion to see from which ones are doable to be pulled. And for your convenience, energy, and time, I'm able to help you do that with the team. So it's hands off. And if you're still trying to figure it all out and unsure about, well, which one would they pull from, or how do I know this is best for me? Am I going to get a better amount? There's a lot of these unknown questions and things you need to resolve. And it's not always easy to see in the beginning. So that's why a lot of people hand it off. And for what they need to get done, they don't want to make mistakes. And then for pulling the cash out of these cards and understanding different processors, there's a lot for it. So I think that's where I'm going to leave it at for now. If you guys want to learn all about all the business credit card requirements and what it takes to get different business credit cards for credit stacking, which is huge, for any other options like business loans, bank term loans, SBA loans, equipment loans, real estate investing and financing, I do a lot of that for people too, then I'll leave information down below, my contact information, but start off with the questionnaire form. That's the best place to begin with. So hopefully you got some value out of this video. Excuse me, kind of tired, long day in the light. I can only cover so much in one. All of the requirements and all of that I'll cover with you in time, but look down below for more information to get started. If you haven't, or I'll say this, if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Click that bell notification icon so you do not miss any future content I will be coming out with. And this is what I wanted to say first. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up. You can share it with others who you feel will find value from it. You don't have to. I'm not pushing you to. But if you feel it's of value and you can help somebody, spread the word. I would greatly appreciate you doing that. Very thankful and grateful for, and thank you in advance. And yeah, I'll be helping a lot of people, and that's what I do. And I just want to make sure you meet your goals and you have everything you need aligned to make the right decision. So that's everything from me. Look for all the information in the description, and I'll talk to you on the next one. Take care.